shaggy-looking girl
That music in the
in
background
her
is
late teens
wonderful.
or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
I feel really rude just like flashlighting her in the face.
Hello there.
It's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must
Aw.
be freezing. Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to party.
Dear child, it's freezing. Where is your hat?
Huh?
She looks up at you distracted.
Maybe she didn't hear you. A little louder.
I said you should have a hat
So
on.
should you.
You don't have to do anything.
I don't have to do anything. I am the law. You have to do what the law says. That's rude. I should, and I do point at your hat.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It's nice. You should wear one too if you plan on staying outside in this weather.
Yeah, well. Look, man, fuck the hat.
She tries to think of something to say.
Your pulse rises.
No, I'm not. I don't want to regain the authority. That's. I don't want to do that. Is that kind of language really necessary?
I'm sorry I said fuck the hat. I was concentrating on something else. My whole family swears and it rubbed off on me.
Maybe I should try just to see what the failure was. There's a pained expression on her face. She'll answer your question now. What's your name?
Estelle.
Her hair is dyed blonde, with dark roots showing. There's a coarseness to her features, some masculinity below that timidness.
Estelle who? I'm not a young suitor. This is... Oh, come on. And your surname?
Why?
I'm from the police. It's for the paperwork.
Okay, it's Berger.
You missed your chance at Ice Cop Hat Fuck Show? No! No! The autosave is so long ago. What's that device you have
This
there?
It's a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still.
Oh, but I didn't want to be mean to the kid. And the
Actually,
wires.
just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone.
What's a contact microphone?
Contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice.
Nice. You could maybe bug someone with it. Wiretapping.
How does that... Where'd you get the mic from, actually?
Same place I got the recorder from, the Elysium.
What's the Palaceum?
Oh man, you haven't been to the Elysium?
Oh, hey,
It's
Gordy.
the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole.
She forgets herself for a
It's a
moment.
music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there.
Oh, that sounds
like
radical.
Real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck.
Sounds like a place for congregating homosexuals. Sounds interesting. Who's this Arno
Oh
guy?
yeah, guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck, or really be a Palaceum going kind of person.
I get down.
I don't know what that means.
I grind.
I don't know what that means either.
It means I'm hit beyond my ears. Nor do I, but I have concrete evidence that I rock in the form of a wrecked tape player in a completely trashed hostel room.
That's cool.
She breathes on her fingers, looks like she doesn't know what to say. You're right, time has deserted me.
Sucks, man. Was there something else? About the contact mic, perhaps?
She squints her eyes for a second, trying to remember something, then lets go of it. How does that thing work?
The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The book said it only picks up structure-borne sound, if you like technobabble.
Actually, I had some non-mic
Okay.
questions for you. What are you doing out here in the
Recording,
cold?
I guess.
What is it that you're recording exactly?
I think I'm recording cracks in the ice, but there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too.
Oh, that's
Not
interesting.
sure how that will sound.
She scratches her foot. Wait, what happened to your headphones?
My boyfriend sold them.
What for?
I don't know, man. Things. Just stuff you need for life.
A lie. They were probably pawned off for something suspicious.
Thank you, drama. And what were these recordings for, the cracks and
The
footsteps?
musicians in the Palaceum used them for making music. They looped the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain.
Just nod.
Anyway, I thought I'd make some too.
They're basically
It's
the
supposed
skids
to
from
be,
Letterkenny.
like, a music place anyway.
She rubs her shoulders and looks around.
I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer.
Take this, your code.
Lieutenant begins to take off his jacket.
No, man, fuck that. I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that.
Oh.
I'm sorry about the fuck.
It's okay.
The lieutenant backs up. He throws you a glance. Now, this is where a hat would come in handy. Give her your hat. Here, you need this more than I do. You said it's... Then this is where a hat would come in
Yeah,
handy.
maybe you were right about the hat.
Do I want to give her the... You said it's supposed to be a music place. What is?
That? The boys think it could be a place, like the Palaceum or something. Stupid. It's really not going to be a Palaceum, that's for sure.
The boys?
Yeah. Andre and the guys, they're inside, in the tent.
And why is that?
Why are you out freezing here while the boys are
They
inside?
got too much stuff crammed in there. No room.
Like what?
Music stuff, mostly. Like this tape recorder, but bigger. And there's piles of it.
You mean like those headphones your boyfriend sold?
Yep. They were pretty. I'm sorry we sold those.
She squints her eyes a little. Why not just leave it some of outside so you don't have to
That
freeze?
stuff is more expensive than I am.
Oh,
More
that's so
expensive than any
mean.
of us, really. Doesn't matter. I can take the cold.
I have some other questions.
Go
I'm going
ahead.
to make sure to give you that hat at some point. Tell me more about this music place you've been planning in the church.
It's supposed to become like a club for anodic dance music, like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Palaceum.
It sounds really cool,
Except
actually.
that,
I
yeah.
used to go to a concert. Like, I used to actually, yeah, the Tabernacle in Atlanta is in an old church. It's rad. She looks up at the old wooden church up on the poles. As a mean wind comes bellowing in, the 6-story structure lets out a doleful
The
shriek.
floorboards are twisting, and the shooting beams are slowly cracking like bones. Far east of the Golden Delta, beyond the industrial port, there is a black patch of unlit coast with the smallest creatures on the ice.
Oh, God.
There will never be a club for anodic music here. Not in a million years.
What is hypnotic
you know,
dance music?
anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments.
Oh, electronic music instruments? Like what? Like a theremin?
Synthesizers and tape consoles. Microcomputers, too.
That's awesome.
Anything that uses electricity, but isn't guitars. Also found sounds, stuff like that.
You see
Holy.
clear, beautiful, violent flashes of light. Light cutting through a smoke-filled darkness. That is what the future will look like, if it ever comes.
So you want to turn the church into a
I
club?
know. It's not my idea. Andre and the boys found the place. It was supposed to be deserted, but now they can't even take it.
She nods towards the slooping mass of wood on the coast.
Hey, don't get me wrong, but you're cops, right?
Yeah, why do you ask?
Okay, well, maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys, because there are some strange things going on in that church. If you're police, you should look into it, right?
Let's turn this Jewish chat into a club. We'll see. I prefer. Yeah, I'll talk
Get
to
inside
him.
that
I
thing
prefer to
now.
remain
Would be cool if
non-committal.
you did. Was there something else?
Enough about the church. Then I had another question.
Go ahead.
Oh, see, the red dice adds to it. Okay, this tape recorder lies on the ice like a discard toy. Pick it up.
The device
Nice.
is still warm from her touch and heavy as a brick from the batteries inside. The company logo, Omicron, adorns
Oh,
its
no.
yellow plastic cover. Inside, the tape is rolling. The girl looks at the device in your hands.
I'm sorry you have to sit here on the ice feeling miserable at your age or at any age in this weather waiting for it to get
She
dark.
looks you in the eye, her pupils wide, surrounded by a ridiculous amount of makeup.
The people who built this world intended it to be better for you, but they failed. It is easier to live in their failure with this by your side. Tap on the tape
The
recorder.
wind howls. She remains silent. It's real. Tell her.
It's not a childish fantasy. It can be a real weapon against what's coming for you.
What is?
Her shoulders shake a little. The dark. Nothing if you got this. Don't be scared.
Okay, I'll stick to it.
Her teeth rattle. She takes the device from you and places it in her lap.
So thanks.
That
I
would be
guess,
so haunting.
for
Holy
the psych
shit.
session. Maybe I can return it. What's been eating you, officer?
You said eating me. There's nothing eating me.
Come on, I can tell. But okay, be a boyadero about it if you want to.
I guess there is something that's been making my
What
life
is
hell. I think it's the plight of the working class. Everyone's just mooching off the interpretal class, shackling the doers. I think it's all these foreign people taking our jobs. People just keep putting their selfish interests ahead of the greater good. Well, that's just true.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no one understands that sometimes you gotta make sacrifices for the sake of progress. It's all very distressing.
So, the thing that's been eating you is the slow pace of social progress.
Don't get me wrong, I'm all for slow, steady progress. I just people would be a little bit more reasonable. All no, that's probably not it, is it?
No, it sounds like you just got chicken
Ha!
teeth.
You know, you can be right, but I don't know for certain.
Well, think about... Anyway, was there something else?
Actually, that's it for
Okay.
now.
Bye.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
You must be mistaken. I'm a real radical. That's me, Mr. Reasonable. Somebody's got to keep it sane around here. This is because I keep saying none of the above to political stuff,
It's
isn't
also
it?
about that, but it's also more. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin. But something tells you it's time to become a citizen of
What
the
the
kingdom of conscience.
First, where's the kingdom
It
of
is not a
conscience?
place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
How do you bring about these circumstances?
Incrementally. Yawn, you'd get there faster. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place too quickly.
That's a really good line.
That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
But what about all the things that are wrong right
Tisk,
now?
tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future. You may never live to see the kingdom of conscience. Your children may not. Even your grandchildren might not. But that's no excuse.
The
not
dance
to
music
work.
in the background for this.
What a fucking joke.
Wait, is the kingdom of conscience really about doing things or just preserving the status
Do you
quo?
believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed?
Yes.
There you have it. Sometimes holding the line.
I had to
is
actually think about
progress.
that. But what's the kingdom of consciousness actually
The
like?
kingdom is difficult to comprehend and even more difficult to describe, partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The kingdom of conscience is post-capitalist, post-national.
I'm actually like flip-flopping myself on that too, because like I don't necessarily think that the status quo should be maintained out of fear of chaos and bloodshed, because chaos and bloodshed are inevitable products of living in life. It's just that if your actions require inflicting chaos and bloodshed upon others, the progress that they gain is most likely not worth it. This is how I think about AI right now, is like, what's the good from AI, and then what's the actual bad from AI, and do they balance out at all?
It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
It sounds incredible. LMZ, let's go there right now. That seems fine. I still want to live for the I want to live for the
What
present.
you
Fuck you.
want is immaterial. The kingdom of conscience is coming, whether you like it or not. Only very slowly.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing centrism this time. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like the idea of like progress has to come at so slow a rate that you don't even get to see it. But it because that just feels like an excuse for apathy in some ways. A sturdy bottle of beer that tastes like piss. Not that you would know how piss tastes like, just a guess. The label's made in Revachol by Lafayette Potent Brewery. I do have like the constant feeling that I'm fucking up while playing this game, I will say.
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
Squeeze it.
Sorry, you barely have room for one.
He points his thumb at the lieutenant.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
He gestures for you to squeeze in. Oh my god. It smells like sweat and laundry detergent plus a trace of ether. A pile of nasal sprays, Nosafed Ultra, speaker, the kind they use for live music. Canisters filled with what appears to be water. The label says distilled. Let's start
A
with
young
Fisk
man
Guy.
with oxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Welshi tape player, nodding along to the music. He looks at you with a knowing smile and says, as though you're supposed to be sharing some tremendous evangelical secret.
Hardcore!
Say nothing.
Hardcore!
Still say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega.
All
Here
right.
comes the night.
Could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking?
No, I don't think. I don't. Wait.
The young man with the
This is hardcore.
Is it?
Hardcore.
You're just gonna keep saying hardcore, aren't you?
Skibber D, skibber danger. I am the rearranger. Back to the heavyweight. Hardcore.
Say nothing.
Hardcore.
But is it? I mean, really?
Yeah.
This young man adds a capital G before the H in his yeags and args. This produces a guttural, Gotwaldian accent and makes him sound more animal, more in it. Or maybe it's not Gotwaldian. Maybe it's Oranese. Probably an homage to Oranje, where Arno van Eyck is from, judging by his name. Could you be listening to an Arno van Eyck creation right now?
Is this the famous Van Eyck I'm
You
hearing?
know about him?
He moves his mouth, but sound doesn't come out. His eyes are the size of saucers. It looks like you've rendered him
Do you
speechless.
know Van Eyck?
Yeah, I'm a major Ike head.
Wow.
The skinny wraith looks at you with some disbelief.
It's just called annoyed.
So am I. So am I.
He begins to shake his head so everyone would understand.
Oh, is that why they call you Egghead? Because
Andre almost falls over backwards for the
Egghead was
realization.
the mega, the K became the G, the boy became the man.
Oh my god.
The Advent?
What just happened?
We're close.
This says the young man with the tape player and the large Borodero boots, lug-shaped trees sprout on his silver belt
True,
buckle.
hard, full, car.
Say nothing.
Hardcore.
Still say
Hardcore
nothing.
to the mega.
Say nothing.
Internally coherent.
I was wondering if you knew who killed the still say nothing.
Hardcore. All right. Yes.
Say
He
nothing.
furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Hardcore. Ah.
He lets out an agonized roar with a feverish, obviously not too hardcore beat below. So
Is it
hardcore! Ha! He stops dead in his tracks, tilting his head to the sides. I was just thinking that a moment
One
ago.
mind, one spirit. There's no other world. There's no other life.
God damn it!
We're close. True, hard, full, car.
Say nothing, say nothing, say nothing. Say nothing. Say nothing.
Furrow-
So hardcore. It is.
I mean, really.
He tilts his head to the side, another like an
Feels
owl.
like you should reply with the very pinnacle of idiocy here, so that things get totally transcendent. But you haven't gotten there yet, so you don't know what to say.
I was thinking that
I am the
too.
mic enforcer. I am the chick's checker. Yeah.
Okay, we're talking to other people for a second.
I'm just annoyed.
Just let him fill the gaps in the conversation. A strangely dressed young man says without looking up from his toolbox, "What if I want to speak to you
I
first?"
suck at socialising, man. If you go speak to Andre, I'll have time to tune in, get a reading on your sign.
Before he's finished talking, he's already turned back to his tools. That's ridiculous.
It's already going wrong. Sign is off.
The young man picks up a thin metal saw blade and examines it.
Scared, angry. It's hard to say which this man is.
Interesting.
You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the
He looks like
toothbrush
Rick.
down and
Sorry.
extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Shake his
His
hand.
grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse, Noid,
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
and Egghead. Egg!
The tape player high above his head continues to blast what is probably Indonic
Together with
music.
Cell Burger, who's out there right now doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
Wait, how many music venues have you
We have
organized?
many in the pipeline, officer.
Why are
You
you
see,
here?
We've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Lloyd's pot mouth.
I love that this guy's the one.
He has authority issues.
I was literally going to say Audrey's the one in the group that's like, you speak cop, you go talk to the cop. There's no need. The place is pretty bad. Next time, watch yourself. Was there something you wanted? Your friend SL said there was a problem with the church.
Oh, so you've met her. Good.
He nods.
Yeah, it's a matter of occupied ecclesiastical property.
What the fuck does that mean?
derelict hive of Narcomania on the coast.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about the church. And I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dopeheads! Burnouts!
He angrily spits on a screw and then starts cleaning it.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Revachol.
Strike that!
The world!
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts hold up in there are the worst kind.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burnouts really are. Good. This calls for an opinion.
Ooh!
You're an expert in those.
I don't know, I'm a bit of a dopehead myself. What kind? I won't stand for narcoman. Yeah, no, I don't know, I'm a bit of a dopehead myself.
If it was just like that, it would be fine. But they're also spooky.
He rushes to reassure you. What exactly do you mean by spooky?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps
Oh my
us
God.
from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge.
Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
The way that the orange lighting is framed in his portrait makes his ears look like he has like gills or fins behind his ears.
Thank you, Egghead.
Yeah, they're totally the skids also.
So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
I'll look into it. Tell me more. I'll make a tell me more.
Right, man.
He claps his hands enthusiastically.
Andre's obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is.
Aww.
The boys exchanged giddy looks.
What's the status of the church? I haven't really gotten
I
inside
asked
the building
Lloyd
yet.
to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. A padlock. It's a temporary fix. Just something to contain the situation.
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
What about the key?
Of course. Lloyd, give the officer the key.
All right.
The speed freak dips into his belt hack and produces a yellow key. He then makes a sudden cool and foos move, tossing it to your general direction.
You sense
Yes!
a piece of metal and plastic. The object makes a small ringing sound as it approaches. Just the tiniest chime to your left.
Catch it.
Ka-ching! The key hits your palm. The speed freaks nod to you approvingly.
Bask in the glory.
The young man with ribcage-shaped suspenders looks at you, standing there, with a goofy grin on your face. The word august, used as an adjective. That's how cool it feels to be old
Ah.
in the eyes of the young. Let's face it, you're near death, yet bathed in the golden rays of stately grandeur, like a late summer's day, like a daddy-o, like a tequila sunset.
Tequila sunset. Damn right, I am Tequila Sunset.
Of course you are. It's too
Yes!
late to be a killer sunrise now. There will be no sunrise. Not for
How
you.
long have those people been locked in there?
Not long. Like a week, maybe?
How can you be sure they haven't starved to death?
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
How is everyone? We're doing good. I got Kim to trust me by telling him that he's cooler than my old partner in like the first 5 minutes of the stream. It was very funny. Other than that, we've just been going through the coast slowly. It's already been like 3 hours. I'm probably gonna go until like... What? What? You think you can just yell at me while I'm streaming? Well, now you're gonna be baby tax. I'm exploiting you for content. Come here. Come here. Toast, come here. Toast. Don't just stand there and look at me and yell at me then. Gordy knows what's up. Hi, Gordy. Here. You know what? I want to grab a cat. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Here, you can help. Y'all realize you got fed late, right? He's so hungry. He's so hungry. Baby. Mama's working. Wow. Ah! Oh, I'm so glad he didn't tear my headphones out. You have a new emote. Am I allowed to gift you a sub? I think I'm allowed to gift you a sub. Because if you subscribe, you support me. But you also don't get ads. And considering that I find advertising diabolically evil, I'm still very, very uncomfortable with this. We're figuring it out. All right, 85% is not good enough when you're dealing with another person's physical well-being. 85% is good enough. No one lives forever, baby.
That's exactly what we thought.
The cage of the rage! Rough blaze!
Egg means the situation is monitored. It's relatively safe. No one has died yet.
These kids. Right, other questions.
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it.
Who exactly are these people inside the church?
Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
Sorry, I just read. I know how to sub. I am a Switch. So you have Joy-Con drift? I have to mail you into Nintendo to get fixed? Oh god, also have y'all seen the Switch 2 with the little, they replaced the Joy-Con rails with like a rubberized switch that's on the side of it? That thing's gonna snap so fucking quickly. Oh, okay. You haven't even seen them and you want the police involved. Better safe than sorry. Anything more you can tell me?
There's also the machinery.
This machinery is of the deeply mystical variety.
When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in there.
One of them has wires.
You can't just bring up his Joy-Con drift live on air.
Wires.
Oh god.
Never seen anything like it.
Andre, tell him about the feeling.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark.
No, the other one.
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Ed.
Felt like silence. Awful silence.
But you haven't physically seen anyone.
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church a couple of times. And we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. But that's kind of it.
What was that about something
Like
watching
we
you?
weren't alone, you know?
It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean.
Not human, as in a ghost.
Is it a ghost?
Do you know what he means?
It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind
What
of
the
crab man.
fuck? A crab
Yeah,
man?
you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab.
It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behavior.
Oh, okay, ambush behavior, not crab man.
Crab man!
Crab man!
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there.
You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
The implications of this are too numerous to
Yeah,
consider.
what the fuck?
Proceed with caution. Learn all you
Wait,
can
they
before
saw
entering
something-
that dark building.
Like a crab. Can you tell me more about this
She
machinery?
talks annoyed about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably
the
jacked up to some
fuck?
snuff station too. Probably, very likely.
With a small surge of PEA, alertness fills you, as if to say, this is a dark corner. Look
Look behind
behind
it.
it.
Jacked up to some snuff
It is
station?
like one of those rich boy private radio stations where you can listen to people getting killed on and jerk off to it. Sick shit.
Not
Jesus.
that we would know anything about that. Noid just likes to relay stuff.
Why does he have polka dots on his neck?
He appears sincere enough, sire. You could, of course, be wrong.
I'm almost done build brooding clad. Oh my god, okay, I swear to god. tiger or lanky tiger dog, which does make me think of the corgi that has Saddle that they just spoiled from Ether Drift. I don't know why, but it's like every time I'm in the middle of building a deck, I check in with you, and you're like also in the middle of building the same, or like because this happened with Saruman, I believe, but there was one before that. But now it's like I'm like almost done with Sahili Sun's Brilliance, and then I see Brutaclad. I'm like, God dang it!
We're getting derailed here. In short, you can tell to Noid about the machines. He'll tell you more.
Though honestly, I'm just torn between Creature Sahili and new rug Creature Sahili from the Commander spoilers, but whatever. How can you tell they're how can you be sure they're burnouts and dope heads if you haven't even seen them?
Well, honestly, I can't, but I am.
This is a below feeble attempt at avoidance. Basically, he is attempting to weaponize idiocy.
Wow, you can't, but you do. I should add weaponized idiocy to my own repertoire.
Hey now, I'm 70% sure they're substance abusers.
He furrows his
Don't
brow.
let all that technology fool you. Where do you think the drugs come from?
He makes little quotation marks with his fingers when they say technology. All right, let's talk about something
Sure.
else then.
What?
I know that Noid has his science, but what's the deal with Egghead
He's
there?
a quiet man, mostly communicates through music, and by being a master of ceremonies.
What's a master of
You know,
ceremonies?
a host, a declaimer of slogans. He's a performer, gets the people going.
Interesting, sire. A bit like you, then. An MC for short.
How do you communicate with him?
Well, he's just kind of here. I don't really know how to communicate with him.
Have you ever really talked to him?
Yeah, sometimes. When I stumble and find my way into his center, you have to hear a lot of hardcore to the mega first off.
The man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself. I get it. He's a puzzle.
You mentioned some kind of ecclesiastes who own the church. Who are they?
Oh yeah, that's a meteor and name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it.
That's kind of
If you
interesting.
don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with minor demagoguery.
Okay, before we go on, what do you mean by the meteor?
You know, of Meteo, concerning Meteo.
Now, humor me, Audrey. What is the founding
Come
party?
to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organisation. And they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian
Oh my God,
Church.
dude.
Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, made the innocentic system, no?
Now, Audrey, in your opinion, would this ancient religious organization who anoints the innocents want a club for Indianic music in one of their churches? They sound like they would
You're
want
right,
that.
They do.
He says without the slightest hint of irony.
Pericarnassian church is about love. And Nordic music is about love. I got love for my Pericarnassian posse.
Oh my
Love
God.
is the relay out of death. We dance.
Who's got that sort of money? He violently shakes the tape player as if to see if he can break
Love
it.
is hardcore.
Love is hardcore.
Unity. Unity.
Make some noise for my Insulindian posse.
He turns the volume up and then looks at you with a knowing nod, as if it's obvious you will now break into
You
dance.
feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the bass.
Oh yeah,
As
no,
if
no, no, no.
testing the waters.
No words. Enjoy the beat.
Feels good.
I don't understand. What are you talking about? What's a posse? I guess love can be pretty hardcore.
Yeah, it can.
He's coming around. You're getting it.
He turns to his friend with turns to you with a mischievous grin. I don't quite understand what you're talking about. What's a posse?
Your posse's like your people, man. Like you got your cup posse. You look out for each other and you party together.
Hell yeah.
That's a posse.
And where is your posse, detective? Nothing comes to you. The world is silent.
You're right. Wait. Yeah, no, you're right. How could the farting party be anything but enthusiastic? Dance music is about love, and so is the Pericarnassian Church.
Yakokata, the place to be.
Do it for the masses. Do it for the crew.
His friend forms a fist with a screwdriver still in his hand, approvingly
I
so.
didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got more questions?
The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving.
I wanted to ask you about this tent full of
Yes.
equipment.
What?
I see you brought your own water.
Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry.
Oh
When
my
I first
god.
scattered the place,
Why are we
I was
asking
just
about
reconnaissance.
this?
I'm not sure the church even is running water.
And it's distilled too.
Oh,
He doesn't know what to say.
it's the one they sell at the fuel station.
It's like he's lying to you, my liege. But he's slippery enough that there's is nothing for you to grab hold of.
I hate to tell you, but it reeks of sweat
Does,
here.
doesn't it? Told you we have a smell problem.
He picks up a piece of telephone cord and inspects it. Wait, I also smell ether. Why?
Ether? I don't smell ether. Do you, Noid?
No,
It's mixed with a peculiar chemical scent, like laundry
He
detergent.
sniffs the air, then shrugs. A shrug is good enough for us. Why say it
Yeah, when you can shrug it. What's up with all the
The
Nosafed?
what now?
He leans in to hear you better, point at the bottles of nasal spray. The Nosafed Ultra, you have a lot of it lying
Oh,
around.
The old Ultra. We,
He's like an actor looking to the souffleur for his line.
I have a major sinus infection. Stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter. Can't even breathe.
Oh, okay, I guess that makes sense. Tell me
Yes.
about the other thing.
What?
All right, enough
He
of this.
nods enthusiastically.
My God.
No doubt, a little relieved.
Okay, maybe quite everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to. Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Okay, so the Speed Freaks want to start a club for dance music. That much checks out. Youths like music. You feel as though you might have liked music more when you were young, too. But you digress.
Rubbish. And what's the gist
The
of it?
gist of it is, they want to turn the church into a club, but a suspicious element has overtaken the building. It's very important to understand what the gist of things is. Always consult the gist before.
It's
making
true,
up your mind.
actually. Occam's
This is
razor
very
it before you consider.
Plus, and it has to be considered, you can't invent the future of dance music in this smelly old tent. Imagine if you had the church. That settles it. Analysis complete. Your story checks out.
Thank
As
you,
always,
Logic.
We'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah.
Wait, be careful in there, officer, and tell us how it goes. Yeah, we'll be here. That's weird that it was multiple lines.
so you had a talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid?
He stooped over his toolbox as usual, shuffling bolts around
That's
angrily.
fine, man. But I've got to warn you, our signs are still off. It'll take some time for me to get my sigh on.
But I thought it would be okay now,
I'm doing
sign-wise.
what I can.
He continues to rearrange his
It's
tools.
not easy for him. It probably took him years to get used to Andre.
Yeah, I feel that. Tell me about the machines you saw in the
Weird
church.
stuff. Specialised. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign. Or some fucked-up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes head first into the supernatural.
Supernatural. See, wait, what's wrong with the supernatural?
Nothing's wrong with it. It should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it, though.
The sickest. That's perhaps why it should be researched.
Who says the supernatural skill? The supernatural, so you think it's real, that it actually
Most
exists?
of it doesn't exist. But there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist. Because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebs. Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff.
Why are you called Noid?
The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment.
He picked up some sort of
It's
widget.
not easy to reach a harmonic resonance of signs without some adjustment.
Okay, I'll come back later.
We're close.
It says the young man with the tape recorder, or tape player, and the large Borodera boots, lung-shaped
True.
geometry.
Hard.
Say
hard,
nothing,
hard
say nothing,
cut,
say
internally
nothing.
Coherent.
I was wondering if you
Good
knew.
morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yakakata. The place to
Oh,
be.
thank you. I'm beginning to think this really doesn't have anything to do with the case. You said that before. Why is this Yakata place to be? What does that mean?
Yakakata is a hardcore place.
Okay.
We're close. True.
Say
Hard
nothing,
cut,
say nothing, say
internally
nothing, say
He
nothing, say
furrows his
nothing.
brow.
Hardcore.
No, seriously, I'm a little worried,
The
isn't it?
question is, what is the question?
That would have been good if I hadn't asked you a question, but I didn't. Now it's
But
just
there was a
idiotic.
question?
God damn
We're
it!
close. True. Hard
Nothing,
cut,
nothing,
internally
nothing, nothing.
hardcore.
Please tell me,
Alright.
what exactly
Gotta
are you
get the
doing?
people going.
I see.
Yeah, Rick.
Ah!
We're close. True.
Nothing,
Hard
nothing,
cut,
nothing,
internally
nothing,
He furrowed.
nothing.
hardcore.
Is
So
it, though?
hardcore. It
What
is.
is it? I mean, really.
The question is, what is the
No,
question?
but seriously.
Yes!
I'm a bit worried it isn't.
He frowns and then starts bobbing his head back
The
and forth
skin
once
on your
more.
back is crawling. For a second, you can't even hear the music anymore. There is a hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gislain, right next to the canal.
Excuse me.
Don't be alarmed. Everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he probably means is, it could be even more so.
You said you were worried. What do you think is wrong with the music?
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore.
He turns pensive all of a sudden.
Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, take this Arno van Eyck jam I've been pumping for the last months, and will continue pumping for the rest of 51. Isn't something holding it back from being hyper?
He thinks for a moment, then his expression clears.
It's like it's only ultra.
I think it's super hardcore.
No.
But you're right. It's not hyper hardcore.
If anything, it sounds a bit proto, like it's not fully formed yet. You might be a moribund alcoholic and a failed cop, but you are pretty certain.
I'm trying to get you out so you don't get cords. There you go.
And hardcore.
It's hyper hardcore. It's super hardcore. It's only ultra pro hardcore. It's super hardcore.
Fuck yeah, I knew it.
He seems sure, but you are left with the nagging doubts. You might have overestimated the hardcoreness of that jam.
Are you a thought
No
reader?
nation, but transnation. No war, but class war.
So does that mean you're a thought reader?
Don't be a lunatic. Of course he isn't. Jermaine here just yells
Jermaine?
random things. Odds are, sooner or later one of them will come off as fault reading.
Yeah! Revolution imperative!
Unless you were thinking Revolution.
Maybe I was.
I've had a similar thing happen with eggs yelling. I know what you mean.
But I was thinking Grevishal
That's
imperative.
fucked up, man. Lying like that.
Ah!
Too.
So you're not a thought reader,
He's
you're a
not
communist?
It's just something he likes to yell. He picked it up from a tape jockey at the Elysium.
She was a communist though.
Yeah! With the rebel yell!
But why aren't you a communist? Communism is the truth.
I could be a communist if you want that.
Oh no! I don't want to
be
do.
a
I don't want to change anyone's worldviews by that.
Please don't turn him into
Yeah,
a
how do I get you
communist.
into a communist? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Turn him into a communist. Come on. It would be super.
Well, don't be a communist. Wait, what am I saying? Of course, be a communist. He yells, "You guess he is a communist now." Tell me something else, I can.
Communism rules the nation.
He looks at you with an almost impossibly wide, shining grin, looking to see if you. Right on, comrade Luminary.
Here comes the sun.
Is your real name Jermaine?
Hardcore. Jermaine Egghead.
Basically, yes it is.
Why are there lungs on your belt buckle?
Lungs are for love.
Why would lungs be for
When
love?
Dolores Day was anointed innocent, her lungs started glowing through her body. For the world loved her, and she loved it back. Yeah!
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they be? Are the lungs not the place where you hold the breath of your soul?
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Bourgeoisie love from a bourgeoisie god queen towards the world getting rapidly more bourgeoisie. That's lungs for you. Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Love!
He
In a
suddenly.
woman's lungs.
Oh.
Lonely as I am, I'm not afraid. This strange, damaged feeling grows on and on. Cause I've never loved someone like you before.
Oh, that's actually a good line.
Dopamine surge accompanies the words. It feels like electricity flowing down your scalp, dissipating into your neck. Feels good, like a spark of life in that moribund sponge you call your body.
Yeah, all right. Goodbye, egghead.
Alright! Here comes the night!
That was like an hour of talking to the skids. Holy shit. Okay. So we've got a shit ton of stuff to go do. We gotta go talk to a cell when we get done with that. I want to see what checks we have here.